How about this, Michael? You can go ahead and share your screen, and then I'm going to give a little introduction to who Michael is and what we're going to be talking about today, which is going to be a lot of fun. So, Michael Hudson is the founder and CEO of Mission Accomplished. Mission Accomplished is an online company that is really focused on helping small businesses and entrepreneurs get super clear on optimizing their systems and how they're executing day to day when it comes to their operations. Michael's an expert when it comes to artificial intelligence. He's a Notion expert. If you guys have ever heard of Notion, it's like an online productivity tool that's really amazing and cloud based. And he's just really good at coming in and helping small businesses like just get super clear on how they can operate at a higher level. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Michael. He's going to be teaching you guys about how to take your marketing to the next level, your content creation to the next level with artificial intelligence. You're going to learn a lot about that today, and hopefully you guys will come away with some expertise of your own. Also, just so you guys know, at the end, we're going to have some freebies. So we're going to be giving some templates out. Michael's going to be offering some free consultations for you guys. So, stick around to the end and we'll share a form that you guys can fill out and get access to that kind of stuff. So, without further ado, Michael, I'm going to hand the mic over to you, man.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for attending today. Once again, I'm the founder of Mission Accomplished, which is just an enterprise consultancy that really helps small businesses and professionals become more productive, more effective with their operations and just overall workflow by leveraging some of the digital tools that I'll be demoing for you all in today's presentation, where we are going to go over generative AI, specifically generative AI art, and how it can 10x your sales and marketing efforts for you all. So I'm excited to get started. I just want to confirm, can everybody see my screen? Just there we go. All right, without further ado, our agenda for today is really three-part. First, I want to increase everyone's AI fundamental mastery, where you can understand the basics, what's going on with artificial intelligence and how it all works. Followed by that, I'm going to give you some prompt formulas that you can use in various AI services to get certain generations and outputs efficiently so you're not wasting time and resources. I'll show you that in a workshop demo later on in the presentation. And then lastly, we're going to go over some potential pros as well as cons that you do need to be made aware of with using artificial intelligence in your business and workflow. So just to keep that in mind. But overall, this is going to be a fun presentation. I encourage you all to take notes, save some questions, or have some questions in the chat, and we'll go through them later on. But I think you'll learn a lot. So first, AI 101. So jumping before we get into what artificial intelligence is specifically, I first want us to have some context in what's taking place in the world right now. Right now, we are in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution. This revolution is essentially a splurge of technologies that are going to blur the lines between physical, digital, and biological spheres of life. It's not just AI that's taking off at the moment right now. We're seeing advancements in robotics development, virtual reality, Internet of Things, quantum computing, cloud computing, so many other technologies that are coming together that's fueling what the next 20 to 30 years of the world is going to look like. So it's important and very good that you all are sitting on presentations like this, looking to learn because you are positioning yourselves to be ahead of the curve for what's to come. Now, specifically, what is artificial intelligence? AI simply means we're using a computer to simulate or do something that normally we would have hired a human being to do. So, for example, examples of artificial intelligence in today's world may include, chatbots, smart cars, navigation apps, electronic payment processing, media streaming, search algorithm manipulation, pretty much any capacity that's one manual, repetitive, or requires a lot of nuance and calculation we've now trained a digital machine that can do all of these functions and services autonomously and automatically. AI, as we know it in its modern sense, first got its kick off the ground in the 1950s, specifically 1956. There was a Dartmouth summer research project that brought together a core group of data scientists and computer scientists who pretty much established artificial intelligence as an official scientific field. It was folks like Alan Turing, Arthur Samuel, and John McCarthy that really laid the foundational concepts of what machine learning, artificial intelligence, and posing the question of, can machines actually learn to think and even be human and functioning in society? We see things pick up in the second wave of AI almost, I want to say, 20 to 40 years ago, where in the 1980s, we're starting to see advancements in new learning algorithms. We're seeing AI cognitive capabilities being paired with robots and machines, where you have, for example, in 1997, you have a computer program known as Deep Blue that I think was developed by Intel or IBM, that was a chess playing program. And for the first time, a chess computer program beat a world chess champion, Gary Kasparov, in a sweep, like 4 matches to none. So we are really starting to see cognitively AI being able to pick up in niche areas and being paired with machinery before we get to what we have today, which is now our third wave of AI, which is what we're living in right now. This wave is marked, I want to say, by the launch of Apple's Siri, where for the first time we have like an AI assistant software program that one first has the ability to understand what we're saying and communicating to it in English as a computer, and then being able to integrate and give us intelligent outputs, telling us what the weather is, current events, playing music for us, et cetera, being an agent almost, if you will. And fueling that is you now have a data mine gold rush where now there's a rush for data in today's marketplace, because now we can leverage AI to extract even more analysis and gain even more of a competitive advantage with our work. Imagine you're able to build a business and you have, a client base or a database of maybe 1,000, 10,000 leads. You can now apply some type of AI algorithm that can show you what types of marketing outreach led to this lead coming into your business, how many purchases they're getting, the types of products they want, and what they're maybe willing to buy next. So many different insights that can be drawn through AI now, as well as generative AI, where now we're pretty much using AI to generate content automatically for us. And that's pretty much what generative AI does. It's all it is just AI being used to generate text, music, images, or any other creative output based on the rules and method models that we give to it. This has both good and bad qualities within it. A big positive, though, is that AI is going to make us more productive. Before, the way I kind of look at it or conceptualize it as an analogy, before AI, everybody had to start at zero. With AI, now you're starting at 40 or 60% of the work already being done for you. So you're able to get images, logos, copy, all that done for a fraction of the cost. We're also going to see new investment and wealth creation opportunities. I guarantee you, the world's first trillionaires and multi-trillion-dollar companies are going to be made as a result of this technology that's taking place right now. However, AI does pose some red flags that we need to be cognizant of, that I will go into detail more later. But just so you're kind of already had these seeds planted in your mind, we're definitely going to see some big market disruption as a result of AI. We're going to see industries, services pretty much go extinct or be replaced with AI. We're going to see workers having to be reskilled, as many of the jobs and functions that they've had before can now be automated with AI. We're going to see a lot of copyright risk with AI, as well as some deepfakes. and even some commercial use applications that I'll be able to kind of guide and counsel you through later on in the presentation, as well as AI potentially exacerbating already existing inequalities within the marketplace, meaning those who are on top are now even about to have an even a greater advantage leveraging AI, and it's going to make it even harder for some folks to catch up, especially if they're not making themselves aware early on or taking advantage in the beginning. Now, there are roughly, I want to say, three direct use cases that we can be using generative AI for right now. The first of which is you can start using AI to generate your logos and marketing branding assets for your business right away. I remember when I first started like my first company in 2019, it was an editorial service. And as I was getting it off the ground, I was paying upwards of between 500 to almost $1,000 when I look at total costs to get my logos done, my website generated, the copy, pretty much getting that off the ground. And now when I have the insight that I do today, 5 years later, I know I can get all of that done practically for free with today's technology or as little as 10, $20 with a subscription. So you can use AI, and I'm going to show you that. We can use AI to generate logos, brand assets. We can create image funnels for our leads and our marketing blogs. We can generate blogs, email marketing sequences, flyers, disclaimers, the whole nine with generative AI, as well as a third, which is not a commercial use, but I still think has some very personal and holistic application as well. We can use AI for fun. So a lot of it, well, I'm not gonna say a lot of it. Me, I know I wasn't good at arts and crafts. So when you're able to, when I show you some of the unique things that you can draw and generate with AI, and I'm not good at arts and crafts, I'm not good at graphic design, but that doesn't mean I don't have a vision or an artistic concept in head. We can use AI to discover our own artistry and creative expression with some of these tools. To give you some sort of example, right? I said mention we can create logos for our business. So right here, just to show you some mock-ups, this is something that I created with Midjourney. This is a logo for a law firm. I don't know if y'all how many of y'all watch Suits, but that's the name of one of the companies within the show. We can create lifestyle brand logos. Even something like more expressive here. Just simple mock-ups that can get at least a base going for ourselves. Even if we don't take and run with this and publish it, we at least have done, like I said, not starting from zero, but starting from 40 or 60. We've already gotten half of the work done for us. Next, we can generate marketing content. So let's imagine if I'm publishing a white paper and I need a series of images going over DEI related stuff or that follow a specific zeitgeist. I can create images in one style across the board, again, for free. This is a comic style illustration related to D&I related topics. And you can see I've gotten all these images here just generated with AI. I didn't hire nobody, didn't do anything. This is just free. And it took less than like 10 minutes to create. And then lastly, we can draw images for fun. So you can just play around with fantasy art. You can use some of these images to put on your vision board if you will, like if you're a dream house or maybe you in 10 years, or if you have, some type of comic interest, anime interest, what have you, you can use artificial intelligence to indulge in these types of things. Now, some platforms. I'm going to recommend three platforms for you all to use to get started with AI right now in your business, because once OpenAI, which is the company that created ChatGPT that pretty much kicked off the whole generative AI wave, when they came and hit the market, there has been a flurry of AI products and services coming out that may have some use, but are overall, let's just say mute for right now. Think of it like the dot-com bubble when the internet was kicking off, everybody was coming up with these domains and putting money into that only for it to pop in the early 2000s. So you can have that same risk running in with using AI, but I want to point you all in the right direction with these three services. First is DALL-E, which is a subset of OpenAI. This is their text to image service where you can see here in their interface, you can give them a prompt or the. Can everybody hear me real quick? It says my microphone.
I can hear you now. You cut out for a second, but you're good now.
Okay, all right. Oh yeah. So I want to show you all how to generate images in DALL-E. I'll show you how to draw a logo, a white paper. It's going to be very feedback interactive. Next, we have Midjourney, which is another text to image AI service. They're one of my personal favorites. Um, very robust, very has millions of styles that you can use, and is very optimized for both desktop and mobile use. So you can use Midjourney through Discord, which is like the professional version, I mean, the personal version of Slack. And now you're able to be drawing or being productive and working on your business on your phone or on your desktop. And you have a private communication channel with the machine. You don't have to go on midjourney.com to use it. And then next we have Notion, which, as Christian mentioned, is one of like my personal favorites, one of definitely my expertise. Notion is a digital workspace where you can pretty much create document management systems, task management systems, project management, notes taking systems, all in one space. And they've plugged themselves in with Chat GPT. So now you're able to enhance your workspace with AI capabilities. So now you can edit copy or generate copy within Notion and save it into some of your overall business productivity systems. Now, how do you exactly prompt AI? When it comes to images, I'm going to show you or give you this formula right here. And I'm going to demo it in the next slide or the slide after this one. But this is how you're going to create images. This is the SSDB formula. It stands for style, subject, details, and background. I was able to reverse engineer this formula when I actually thought about how if I'm trying to create an image or some type of artwork, it's all going to come down to these four elements. Like all these four elements had to be in play for me to have a solid, comprehensive image for what I'm trying to use for it. And I need to make sure that I'm communicating to the Midjourney machine each one of these elements so that it knows what to pick up, it knows to generate it, and I get the image that I'm looking for. Style simply refers to my artistic approach or technique that I want to be using for creating our image. So I want you to, whether that means drawing it in a vector style or do it as a pencil sketch or make it a Renaissance painting or even draw it in the style of Picasso. AI can do that. I'll show you. Second, we have like our main subject, which is like the focus of what's being depicted in the artwork. And then thirdly, we have the details, which describe it, describes the subject. And then fourth, you have our background, which is what's going to be surrounding it or behind it. Now, let's go ahead and like test it out. So I think that's been enough theory for what we've been doing. Now I want to actually like demo and kind of show you all what can be done and what and how like give you some ideas. So firstly, this is DALL-E. I'm going to test the formula that I've been giving you, style and subject. I mean style, subject, details, and background. So let's say I want to let's start with something simple. Let's say I want to have a digital style drawing of a box with an X on it in the middle of the street. And I'm going to put hyphens to separate each element of the prompt formula so you can see how it works, because essentially what I'm giving you is a combination or a code that from there you can just tweak one element or two elements of it to alter your image, alter your output as you see fit as you move forward with the AI service. So digital style drawing, that's our style. The box is our subject. The X on it is our detail, and then the middle of the street is our background. I'm gonna copy this, and then I'm just gonna hit enter. And I'm just starting with this prompt because I want to establish the formula so you can see that how specific it is and how it can create what it is what we're looking for. And you can see right here everything that we're looking for. We got the digital style, the box, the X on it, and then it's in the middle of the street. So it has the setting that we're looking for. I'm going to try this now in Midjourney. I'm going to try it in a different AI platform and see if it still works. Midjourney take a little slower. So you can see it's already thinking. Same thing. So now you can see the formula applies across multiple different machines because each service may have a different algorithm than the other, but it still works and applies all the same. Now I want to try something even more, a bit more advanced. I'm still going to use the box formula before I want to try a use case with one of you all in attendance today. I think I wrote down Jacqueline and Fletcher. I wrote down both of you all. You have a metaphysical business and Fletcher in the financial lines. So I want to try generating logos that can be used for each one of you all's companies. But let's say I wanted to take things up a notch. I'm going to change two things about this prompt. First, I'm going to change it to be, instead of a box, I want it to be a car. And I still want it to have an X on it, but this time I want it to be flying in the middle of the sky. I want to see if the formula can still contain it and generate what we're looking for from the AI specifically. Boom. Now, same thing. I want to see if this works in Midjourney as well. Give it a minute to load. Mm, It's almost there. You can see though, based on how like it's mock looking and coming out, might be off by like one or two details, but you can see this is this formula, this code pretty much has a structure, a cohesive structure that we can use to within our machine to generate images exactly the way we want. So we're not possibly wasting time trying to figure out how to open sesame, if you will. We have this framework for how we're going to communicate with an AI machine to get exactly what it is that we're looking for specifically as an image or as an output. Now, let's try something that relates to our business or our entrepreneurial efforts. Let's say I want a vector style logo. I'm gonna start with Jacqueline. You said you do have a metaphysical store, right? So I'm trying to so let's try to think of a concept for that. How about just of a person meditating, of a person meditating. So that's going to be our subject. What's a detail? A detail. Let's just say, mm, let's say person meditating. Let's say sparkles surrounding, or let's say calm and tranquil. That's a detail and a background. Um, Jack, can you give me some what colors would you say define like your business? Like what purple?
I I probably have too many, so I'm trying to narrow it down to like a light turquoise and gold.
Okay, we do turquoise and gold background. Let's just see what DALL-E will give us. I'm gonna stick with DALL-E for now. Boom. You can see right.
Yeah.
So you can see right here. This is just all off rip first try. We got something that can maybe work. Like this can go on a logo, profile pic, something like that. Um, Fletcher, you said you do financial services, so I'm gonna try the same thing. I'll do a vector style logo. Hmm. How about I'm trying to think of something that would describe a subject. How about of a credit card? Credit card dashboard, something maybe. Uh, we'll do text on the bottom. So now if we want our company name or a place for our company name to go, I'll use this detailed description called text on the bottom that reads Lorem. That'll tell the AI because it can be trained on Latin for some reason, but not other English languages, but it'll pick up that vector style logo, text on the bottom that reads Lorem. And Fletcher, did you have any color scheme for your company? I think I lost this. Fletcher. I'll just go with blue and white. So you just something like that. Like you can see like this gives us structure within our content creation. I can tell you when I first started using AI, like generative AI, especially when it came to generating art, I would spend hours trying different variations of the same prompt or just trying something different, trying to get this machine to figure out what it is that I was trying to get. And finally I had this. And like now it saves me so much time. About 80% of the challenge with AI, especially when using it, is number one, thinking of ways you can use it for, but then specifically, how do I communicate with it so that it gives me exactly what I want in a limited amount of time, in a specific amount of time. Same thing with Notion. Now I'm going to go into Notion AI. As I stated, why is my computer acting so slow? There we go. So as I stated, Notion actually has a plugin with ChatGPT. So you don't have to go to OpenAI's website to get certain outputs. You can actually use Notion, have a paid subscription, and then get access to ChatGPT right here natively within the platform. And let's say we want to use Notion to help us with some of our copywriting. Let's say hey, draft me a paragraph overview, draft me a paragraph overview on for a description about a metaphysical um brand name. I don't know the Jack, can you give me the name of your business, if you don't mind?
The Healing Boutique.
The Healing Boutique. Paragraph over description about a metaphysical brand name, the Healing Boutique, to go on its website. So if we wanted to just have an overview on our website and we want to help kind of crafting that statement, what would AI give us? As a base, because we're not trying to get 100%. AI can't do all or everything for us, but what it's able to do, like I said, is start us off from 40 or 60% of the work already done. And you can see right here we have a, a very like lengthy, not I'm not gonna say lengthy, but we already have a blurb written right here. Welcome to the Healing Boutique, your sanctuary for holistic wellness, spiritual enlightenment. We specialize in offering a curated selection of metaphysical products designed to nurture the mind, body, and spirit. From healing crystals and herbal remedies, you can change whatever specific product services you have right then and there. To spiritual books and meditation tools, our boutique provides everything you need to embark on a journey of self discovery and inner peace. Each item is thoughtfully selected. Pretty much, you can start right here, but like you see, this is what these types of things can help. AI can help us with, as far as sometimes breaking past those creative blocks for our business development. We can even do something more wholesale, like wholesale. At the let's say we give a presentation, right? And we want to collect people's emails and maybe follow up with them for, a call or a client call, or kind of funnel them into another project or service that we're having. We can use AI to do something a bit more complex. We can say, hey, may you draft me six different, I won't say six, four different emails to send on an email marketing campaign leading up to a yoga class that we are having 30 days from now. 30 days from now for the Healing Boutique. So we'll send that. It'll Oop, I might have to make this bigger. And now you see it's already staging our email campaign out, giving us a subject for each one, a template, if you will, for each recipient, maybe a theme to go with it. And again, we're starting from 40. We're not going to go, we're starting from 40, and look at how fast it got us to 40. 2 minutes, 3 minutes. So this is the value prop of AI. And by the way, you're not paying someone a fee, an hourly fee to write this, and they maybe get it wrong. Um, the turnaround time is like you can see right then and there, and now you just know, hey, 60% I just got to change this. Thrilled to announce this, maybe change up to the subject, and this is it. Now you have an email marketing campaign to go, and it'll probably take you about 3 days, 2-3 days to get this going, and now you can focus on other projects or growth related to your business. So that's just a quick demo of some of those platforms that I mentioned. And there are a lot more others, but I really would like if I could point anyone in the direction, I would say get started with those three. And then those are kind of some ideas of questions and services you can use AI for to help you in your workflow. But now we got to go through some red flags because it's not always so sweet and glory. First risk with AI is the fact that it is a copyright risk. The way these models work, essentially, or how learning works, essentially, is that AI is trained upon other people's previous work, previous output, and data. For example, when it comes to being able to draw images, the way these models were trained is they basically scour the internet for already existing images, learned how they were drawn, and mapped out the sketch. And then we prompt them to draw new images based on how old images were drawn that fit a certain description. And maybe it's going to give us one or two things differently. Problem is, number one, who some of these training data may have been already copyrighted beforehand, and they may not have the rights to actually use these images and data to learn how to use an AI in the first place. Like if I publish a blog on my website about credit repair, and then someone asks ChatGPT, what are some tips on credit repair? And ChatGPT pretty much rips my whole blog off because it was on the internet and I didn't give consent on that. ChatGPT may have a risk, a copyright risk from me for doing that. And right now, currently as we're speaking, there is a legal copyright war being fought with many of these open AI or large language model sources for AI, where people are filing class action lawsuits against these companies for copyright infringement. Now, right now, I would say the court system, as we know it, they're going to have to settle these copyright questions within the next 3 to 4 years. It's going to take time, a lot of money. And I'm going to walk you through some of these risks in the commercial use section of the red flags. But for right now, I just want you all to be like just mindful that AI isn't always authentic, real, like you can just take it and run with it, so to speak. So just be mindful of the generations that you're using. And I would just say, as a rule of thumb, always double check or try to alter one thing within the images you use to make them your own. But I would say for us, unless it's minimal exposure for now. Next, we have deepfakes. Um, Deepfake is essentially any AI generated audio, video, or image content that's like highly realistic, but its purpose is to cause some type of misinformation, confusion, or even social unrest. And that is about to be a big, big deal in today's world, especially like we're already seeing deepfake controversies. We had a situation where some folks made very inappropriate deepfake images of Taylor Swift that were circulating on Twitter right now. So as you're out on social media or on the news, you kind of do need to have an eye trained to spot fake content, if you will. And we're going to try to do an exercise right now. So we're about to play a game called Real versus Fake, where I'm going to show some images, and I just want you in the chat, if you can, to just type real or fake. So firstly, we'll start with this first image. This is Pope Francis. Um, I just want to see, do you think this is real or this is fake? I don't know if I can see the chat. And also how well, I want to make sure everybody can see this well. But if you guessed real, you're right. This is a real image of Pope Francis. All right. Now, what about this image? All right. We got still Pope Francis, but he decked out in the puff coat with the diamond crucifix and whatnot. Y'all think this is real or fake? If you guess fake, you're right. So this was taken from, I think this was probably about 2022 or 2023. But yeah, the folks created deepfake images of the Pope that was circulating. around and of him just, fresh and all that. But this is just to give you an idea of something that's capable. But now let's take it up a notch. Do you think this image is real or fake? You know? If you guessed real, you're wrong. This is actually a deep fake and a very good one. What about this one? It's real or fake? Couple more seconds. If you guessed fake, you're right. This is another deep fake. I'm gonna give you the rule of thumb because these are all very tricky, very challenging. AI is good at many things right now. What it's not good at are the small little details. So, any trick you want to have, I want you to pay attention to the hands or the face and look for any asymmetries there, like missing details. That's going to give it away that this is a deep fake you're looking at. Same thing with this picture. You'll actually see her fingers are the telltale sign. They're like not drawn right. Same thing in this image. The fingers here. So that's just a mod. Now, the last red flag to go over though is the commercial use. So the short answer is yes, you can use AI generated content, copy, or images for commercial purposes if you follow one specific rule or criteria. And that is if you've somehow taken this AI generation and edited it, repurposed it to make it something original and new that now it stands as an unique, original, authentic intellectual property. So this right here is an article published in 2022, which shows that this is one of the first artworks. It was a comic book novel that was published. I want to say they got its copyright on September 15th, but basically this artist created a comic book and its initial artistic base was generated out of Midjourney. So this was AI art that was able to get a copyright because even though the first generation or the first draft was AI generated, this artist was able to he edited the work, started from 40 or 60% of the work already done. He edited it, refined it, and pretty much repurposed it into something original, unique, and personal. So that's very important for you if you want to protect your intellectual property rights or copyright rights. If you're going to use AI for some of your businesses, if you want to use it for your logo, your copywriting, your brand assets. Like, for example, if I have a t-shirt business and I use AI to help me generate some new designs to put on a shirt, and someone says, "Hey, that's a really cool shirt you got. I'm going to sell one just like it." It pretty much rips off my whole design. I'm can able to have some protections if I'm able to say, "Hey, I may have used AI to generate this design I have on my t-shirt, but this is actually something unique and personal because I can show you where I've edited and tweaked this image and made it to something unique that it does have its own intellectual standing. It's not something that was ripped off an AI machine who ripped it off from somebody else. So you can't do that. You're infringing on my copyright rights. So that's something to keep in mind if you're going to start using it. For now, the ways I've shown you to use AI, you're not going to really face any legal. I'll go ahead and say you're not going to face no legal exposure because it's just something simple. We're using this to create logos. We're using this for white papers, blog content, or image funnels. We may be using it for copy writing, and we're going to be editing and repurposing these things anyway. So you all really have minimal exposure, but it's just something to keep in mind as you all grow and scale your businesses and move up in the world, just to keep in mind. But now we've, reached somewhat of the end. So I just want to do a recap of the five major points of our presentation today. Firstly, we're living in the middle of the fourth industrial revolution right now. That's what's the bigger event taking place right now in front of you. So I encourage everyone to on this call today just to continue learning, continue becoming, tech savvy, because this is the way of the world moving forward. I'm giving you some generative AI one-on-one fundamentals. Pretty much AI is simply a computer simulating or doing a task or process that normally we have been reserved for a human being. This is artificial intelligence focused on a specific niche, and generative AI is simply content that has been generated by an artificially intelligent program. We walk through platforms to get started with using AI with OpenAI, specifically DALL-E, Midjourney, and Notion. So Notion is good for your copywriting needs and text needs with AI, and DALL-E and Midjourney are good for any artistic creation or image generation that you want to have and leverage AI for. If you don't want to keep using Adobe Illustrator or Adobe Photoshop, you're able to kind of get some of those services done with AI and even use AI in conjunction with some of these. That's another pro tip that I can demo in another time in a presentation. Then we had a workshop demo where I showed you how to prompt AI, specifically the SSDB formula, which stands for style, subject, details, background. Anytime you're looking to create an image within I want you to refer to that. I want you to think of the style your image is going to have, the subject of it, the details that are going to describe the subject, and then the background. And then lastly, we walked over some potential red flags, going over copyright risk, uh, deepfakes, as well as commercial use uh, risk as well. But that is it. That is our conclusion. Once again, my name is Michael Hudson Jr. I'm the founder of Mission Accomplished. I want to thank each and every one of you for your time today. I'll open the floor up now for any questions.
And before we jump into questions, everybody, I just shared a type form with everyone in the meeting. So if you want to get access to the recording, if you want to get access to the free templates, and you want an opportunity to just have a free consultation with Michael where he can take a look into your business operations and see where AI can be really helpful for you, I just shared that link with you guys. So make sure to fill that out to get access to that stuff. But yeah, this is a great opportunity for you guys to now ask Michael any questions that you have. Like you can literally ask him anything. So if you're trying to figure something out in your business or you want some kind of insight on something related to AI, this is a great time to ask those questions. So handing it back over to you guys.
I had a question.
Sure thing, Fletcher.
So, and I think I may know the answer to this question, but I wanted to just confirm and ask you. If I have a specific need, like generating an article or generating just an image, do I need AI just for that, or can I go to Chat GPT? I mean, like, so do I need AI for a specific thing or no?
AI can do all of those things. As far as specifically generating an article, I would say you can use ChatGPT for that because that's more generative AI text. If you wanted an image, you could go to DALL-E, which is under OpenAI, and that's the same ones who are responsible for ChatGPT. But DALL-E is their specialized service for image creation, or you can use Midjourney, which is another AI service that can do that. But yeah, ChatGPT is an AI service, but it's just mostly limited to generative AI text. But very good question.
Another question. Um, what is how do you say it? Is there a is there a better AI than others or no?
Yes. The short answer is yes, but let me explain the nuance. The reason why is because some AI, for some artificial intelligence services and products may have more training data than others, so they may be more smarter or have more reference material to draw from to give you a better output or generation for your business or whatever you're trying to use. Also, the interface may be better. You'll see, for example, when I was using, just start with like with the artwork, you'll see Midjourney is a little bit more slower to generate versus DALL-E, but Midjourney's kind of pictures have much more high resolution and a higher detail than DALL-E, which is still more simpler. So depending on your business needs and the way it kind of flows, that'll guide which AI products that you'll want to use. But in reference, AI is all the same in terms of the fact that some business or some service is leveraging a computer or machine or an algorithm that they've built that can replace something that normally you would have hired another person or a human being to do for you. But when you're evaluating AI services, first I want you to look at the cost because that is a factor. Um, I want to say a lot of the platforms that I've shown you today, they're very, I would say, economical for most because they range around between 10 to 20 bucks a month. So they're no more expensive than any streaming service uh screen subscription out there and for you. And you're getting a lot more bang for your buck. Many AI services today, they've stopped giving free trials because the demand is just that much. They have so many users trying to use it all at once. But I would look for those things. One, speed, depth of output. How much can you get really out of it? Like, are they the same analogy that I was given before, starting from 40, starting from 60? When you use this AI, did it get you to 40 or 6% of what you need, or did it get you 20 or 30? Because if it got you 20 or 30, that's probably not a good one you want to reference.
Hmm. Yeah. Thank you. I'm definitely interested. I'm gonna fill this form out. I would like to see if I can get a list or if there's a way I can get a list of like different AI services.
Sure thing. Any parts of the presentation that stood out for you all, or was like your favorite, or like got your attention the most that you could share?
I like the part where you gave some pictures of if it's fake or if it's real or not. Being that AI is new, I know how to use it more, but I don't know. And I was a copyright manager before, like about maybe 3 years ago. But because mainly I run my business now and AI is kind of new to me, I still don't know um the difference sometimes between real ones and fake ones. So
Definitely. Definitely. Like I said, when it comes to images, the rule of thumb for me has always been the fingers, the hands, the finer details. And when it comes to text, this is gonna sound crazy, but if it sounds too perfect, like the text is like too right, it's too perfect, it just doesn't have that human touch or kind of flair to it. That's another giveaway that it might be AI generated as well. Um, Jacqueline?
Yeah, I enjoyed seeing the difference in the pictures with the Midjourney versus DALL-E, and also, like how we covered the tweaking stuff so that way there is that personal element, because I do have a Reiki practitioner at my office that she has started to post on social medias the generated art, and I'm so torn between they look so good, but then is there that copyright um fear? And so I've just chose to not say anything to her about it, but I have less fear now of utilizing the generative AI art for myself. So I appreciate you covering that.
Definitely. And I'll just, when she does make those posts, she does source or reference that, hey, this image was generated by Midjourney or DALL-E under, I would,
Uh,
good practice. I would just say, just have a little disclaimer there. Uh, and then that can just alleviate all things, but definitely something to keep in mind. But like I said, low exposure for right now. No one's going to come after you, you know, or anybody on this call for just a little AR if they see something, because it's just not that big. But definitely, yeah. And that's where I answer, going back to Fletcher's question, which AI is better. It really just depends on where it starts you off with, because DALL-E is a lot more simpler, much more speed, but Midjourney takes a bit of time, but it can really get some of that extra detail that you're looking for.
okay, I'm seeing the time, guys. I've got a client session that I have to hop on to, but I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Jack.
you.
Great to meet you.
Thank you, Jack.
Yeah, guys, we are at time, so we'll let you guys go. This was a lot of fun, Michael. Like, I'd say my favorite part was definitely the real or fake as well. I
Yeah.
really loved that, and just like seeing how you took your prompt and just walked us through how to use that, I thought was really, really dope. So super excited to see how people are going to leverage your services and get in contact with you. And guys, make sure that you join the Growth Loop community group. We have workshops like these all the time where we're talking about marketing, we're talking about AI. We're going to have Michael back on for more workshops and more opportunities to learn about artificial intelligence. So super excited, guys, to meet you all and see you all here, and hope that you guys enjoy your weekend. Oh, and hey, Antoinette, what's going on? It's good to see you, Joy. I see you over there in the background.
Good to see you too.
Yep,
This is good.
great. We'll see you next week too.
Thank you.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, guys, we'll let you guys go. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Mm.